For every new 3DS game, we lose a brand new Nintendo Switch game. The 3DS development is taken away from the Switch. The 3DS needs to die. These are all comments I've been hearing a lot lately, especially during the chat of a Nintendo Direct where the 3DS gets maybe 3 minutes of showtime. This gaming hot take topic was suggested by fellow viewer Zai on the last episode I did about some PlayStation 5 rumors. He asked that I talk about the current state of the 3DS and how far along I see Nintendo supporting the 3DS. I even asked some of you guys on Twitter to see what you all thought, and a solid half of you thought that the 3DS should die already. So for reference, the original 3DS came out in early 2011, about 7 years ago. The original DS that came out before the 3DS came out also about 7 years ago, before the 2011 release of the 3DS, around late 2004. So it follows a development cycle of about 7 to 8 years, and if you follow that cycle, you can kind of predict that the 3DS will die sometime mid-2019, which matches up with the software announced so far. The last game coming out to the 3DS, at least so far, is the upcoming Mario & Luigi game that's coming out for it next year. If you've been following the Nintendo 3DS for the last few years, you notice that the new games coming out for the system are games that have a quick turnaround. What I mean by that is that these aren't games that needed to be started from scratch. Detective Pikachu just came out here in North America but was done in Japan a while ago, it just needed to be localized. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon were pretty much just remixes of already made assets and the Sun and Moon engine. You can think of these games as games that had a development head start. It got way too hot in here with that sweater. If we look at the games coming out later this year and into next year, we have Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story and Luigi's Mansion. Now if you think about it, the story and the layouts of these games have already been set since they're both remakes. The assets and engine for the Mario & Luigi game is coming from the Superstar Saga remake, and the Luigi's Mansion remake grabs the assets and engine from Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon and just applies it to the map setup of the original Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube. At the end of every Nintendo Direct, I hear this constantly online, especially from my friends that look at me as their big source of gaming, that Nintendo should have just made a brand new Luigi's Mansion game. Why make a remake on the 3DS that's already dying when they could have just made a brand new game on the Switch? Well, the development time is very different. The quick turnaround time on the 3DS makes it easier to make or put out as compared to something on the Switch that has to do brand new assets, brand new game, and it's a much longer process. Nintendo has hit a stride with the Nintendo Switch, but it isn't quick to dismiss that there's over 72 million 3DS units sold, and though the number sold per year has been in decline since it came out, people are still buying software for it. After all, the investment price for the original 2DS with a copy of Mario Kart or New Super Mario Bros. 2 is only $80, with most games ranging from $20 to $40. That's really cheap compared to a brand new $300 Nintendo Switch that doesn't come with any games. And coming from a low-income family myself, I know that experience. I know what it means to not get the brand new system just because your parents can't afford it, and I think that's the target demographic that Nintendo is targeting still with the 3DS. You can get 3 kids a 2DS with Mario Kart, maybe even an extra $20 game for each one of them for the price of a Switch with no games. To the average mom and pop, they're not looking for a high-spec machine, they just want to get something for the entire family that the kids won't fight over. In that case, I see the 3DS being that solution. I don't see Nintendo making more games for the 3DS past the Mario & Luigi game coming out next year, but I don't think the system is dead just yet. I think it's a good solution for people with low income to buy a Nintendo platform and play Nintendo games without spending $300 on a brand new system. If anything, I see it as the Mac Mini is right now compared to the MacBook Pro and the iMac. It's really cheap, it's not the most popular product right now, but it's still there. Actually, earlier today, Nintendo's Shinya Takahashi accepted an award for Super Mario Odyssey at the BAFTAs. That's the British Academy Video Game Awards. In an interview with the BBC, Takahashi mentioned that Nintendo's R&D, that's their research and development, is always tinkering with new hardware, and so you may see the new system sometime soon. Now, it should be noted that this translation hasn't been confirmed since we don't have the direct Japanese quote to follow. However, if it is true, one can infer that it may be the upgraded Nintendo Switch, or the more unpopular opinion, could be the successor to the 3DS, something that takes the slot of it being a cheaper alternative to the Switch for lower income families. But that's just my gaming hot take on the current state of the Nintendo 3DS. I think it's a good alternative to the Nintendo Switch. It has plenty of games. There's a lot of people that still don't have a 3DS that missed out on Kid Icarus Uprising, Mario Kart 7, Super Mario Land, Pokemon X and Y, Pokemon Sun and Moon. There's a ton of games that range from $20 to $40 that Nintendo can easily make money on, and not every single person that has a 3DS bought all those games. So I don't think it's exactly dead just yet, but much like the Vita, I don't think they're going to be supporting it with new software after middle 2019 with the Mario and Luigi game coming out. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think it's dead? Do you think it should die? Do you think it actually does take away from the Nintendo Switch development? I personally don't think so, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, drop it a like. If you want to suggest a topic that you want me to tackle in another video, let me know in the comments down below. And subscribe, hit that bell icon to know when I upload a new video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.